think we're going to go ahead and just let her rip here. Let's see. There we are. There's that. And it looks like it just auto started. So, all right. Hey, everyone. Spidey Librarian here. And I'm going to give YouTube a second to catch up so that I can see the preview, make sure that everything is more or less copacetic. But I think we are more or less good. Wow. Yeah, the live preview is taking its time, so I'm gonna take a moment, just take a look at Discord, make sure that I'm not missing anything. All right, there we go. All right, so let's see. All right. CG Anime Fan says, I think there's one big scene that tissues would be helpful for because it's incredibly emotional. Okay. All right. I mean, I typically I typically keep tissues nearby anyways because my sinuses don't like me, and there are days when I'm not too crazy about them either. But at the moment, I I'm anticipating that since this is a finale, we're gonna get those big feels, the big goodbyes and everything. So I think it's never a bad idea to ask that kind of thing. So all right. Okay, so this is it. This is the final episode. And Trouble, I love you. Do not bother me right now. All right. I understand that you want me to open the doors all the time. I get it. I love you very much. But this is like one of those times that you need to keep yourself occupied, okay? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, annoying sinuses are annoying. So, all right. So I'm going to take a second here. I'm going to queue up the next episode, the final episode, okay? And I only have the earphones on for a second, so I'm not too worried. I don't need my companion yet. Okay, all right. And hopefully you guys did not hear anything there. We're going to go ahead and restart. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, all right. This is it, everyone. This is it. According to Mesozoic Mind, I started these watch-alongs or watch parties or whatever you want to call them. I started them in April, and I'm finally finishing. And I started from the very beginning of this show. The reason that I did it is because I knew I'd seen parts of it, but there were very clearly large parts of it that I had not seen. And so we're on the final episode. I love that I've been able to do this. I appreciate those of you who are interested in watching these along with me and have been watching them along with me. It really means a lot that you guys are like, that you guys want to see me watch this stuff and respond to it. It really does mean a lot, and I really do enjoy these kind of watch parties. So, okay, hold on a second. My very lovely kitty is meowing at me and is indicating to me that she's bored. So I'm gonna let her out, and hopefully, we will not have too many disruptions from her tonight. So give me just a moment, guys. Trouble. Trouble, trouble. You're such a little butt. All right. Come on. Why? Come on. We'll go out. Go. Go. Okay. All right, guys. I'm sorry about that. I love my kitty very much, but lately, here we go. Lately she has been kind of copping an attitude with me when I do these watch parties. So she's like, "Hey, pet me, love me, only acknowledge me." So, all right, let me see. I'm gonna just take a second to look at the chat. All right. I love this episode. It's easily one of my favorite episodes of the whole show. Okay. All right. Anthony Chobot does pop cultures and opening. Oh, hello. Nice to meet you. Just subbed to my channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. We're about to do a watch party for the final episode of Spider-Man, the animated series. If you've got Disney Plus, I've got the episode queued up. So if you wanna grab like jump on Disney Plus and follow along, I'll throw out a thwip before I hit play, and that'll be the signal. So, but thank you for being here, and it's very nice to meet you. All right, CG Anime Fan. I didn't find out about your streams until towards the end of the show. Otherwise, I would have been there earlier on. Yeah, well, I mean, the part of the reason that I do these streams is because I do actually intend to make reaction videos from them. And I know I keep saying that and I haven't done it yet. I am working on the first episode. It's going to take me some time because editing involves a lot of work, and I have a very specific way I want it done. So I have to be the one to do it. And yeah, so, but it will happen at some point. But in the meantime, I appreciate you guys being patient about it. So, all right. Let's see. Just wrote about in my memoirs. Just wrote about what? What did you write about? Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So, for those of you that are here for the first time, just to let you know, again, I do these with the intent of making reaction videos from them eventually, and so I'm going to do a reaction video portion first before we get into the show. But when I'm ready to hit play, I'll throw out a thwip to signal that I'm about to do it, and then about a second or two after that is when I hit play. And then, so if you want to follow along, you absolutely can. Just so you know, you won't be hearing or seeing any of the show on the screen during this live stream because that would run afoul of copyright, and we don't want to do that. So, all right, but for those of you that are here and ready for this, oh god, final episode. Final episode. I am so ready. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and do the I call it the pre-mortem. So let's go ahead and do the pre-mortem, and then once we're done, we're gonna get right into it, okay? So, for the final time, everyone, here we go. Hey everyone, Spidey Librarian here, and welcome to this watch party and reaction to Spider-Man, the animated series from the 1990s. We are on season 5, episode 13, Spider Wars, Part 2. Godspeed, Spider-Man. Sorry. Farewell, Spider-Man. Sorry, I couldn't resist. When I saw that the title was Farewell, Spider-Man, I immediately thought of Norman Osborn's Godspeed, Spider-Man, and so I had to do the Norman Osborn thing. So, and I think it'll be an interesting moment when I actually make this into a reaction video, because I think I'm going to put Willem Dafoe saying it over me. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get back to the recording part. Okay. So the reason that I decided to watch this show on my YouTube channel is that I knew I had seen at least parts of this show when it was out on TV. I was a teenager at the time. I'm pretty sure this was like a Saturday cartoon, kind of like X-Men. And I knew that I'd caught big parts of it, but I also knew that there was a lot that I hadn't seen. And I don't remember this finale story. I think I might have seen snippets of it, but I never watched the whole thing. I do remember Spider Carnage and that he sounded weird and everything, but I don't know how this story shakes out. And so I'm really interested to see what is going to happen in this episode. It's been awesome being able to just sit down, watch these episodes, react to them in real time, talk about them, and then, have all of this stuff around for later. And I really have enjoyed the journey that Peter Parker has taken through this show. It's been pretty remarkable. I remember the voice actor Christopher Daniel Barnes once talked about how he really kind of took a hero's journey approach to Peter Parker for this show and really tried to keep that in mind when he was working on this character. And I feel like it shows. I feel like he definitely puts a lot of his all into this character. There are moments of genuine like rage, genuine loss, genuine happiness that really come through in his voice. And I feel like he's done a tremendous job working on this character for this show. Um, Now, I will say that even though I'm so glad that I have finally watched this show all the way through, this is not my favorite Spider-Man show. It's actually my second favorite. It ranks behind Spectacular Spider-Man, which I think did a fantastic job of taking about 4 or 5 decades worth of Spider-Man stories and condensing them into 2 seasons in a way that made sense. Um, but but really, that doesn't take away at all from my enjoyment of this show and this particular journey. And so I am very much ready to see the final part of this story, this series finale, as it were. This first Spider-Verse story. This really is the first Spider-Verse story, and I talk about that in my previous stream and how that timeline kind of works. But I really, really um, I'm kind of shocked and kind of humbled that I haven't seen all of this, at least not in a way that I remember until this point. So I'm looking forward to seeing it, and hopefully those of you that are here with me are going to be watching it along with me, maybe commenting about it in the chat, and reacting along with me. And we are going to do that in just a moment. If you enjoy this reaction, please go ahead and thwick the like button. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing as well. Also, if you enjoy this reaction, consider sharing this out to your friends, your family, your followers, anyone that you think would enjoy my reaction to these media. Whether you like or dislike this episode, let me know why in the comments. I would love to have a conversation with you about this show. And you can find the full and unedited live stream of these reactions on my YouTube channel. Each show has its own playlist under the category Watch Party. All right. And I think that's everything, so let's get ready. I'm going to start by putting on ye old headphones. All right, let me see. You just wrote about Spider-Man the Animated Series in your memoirs? Oh, nice. Good. Hey, dude, you've come to the right channel. I love Spider-Man, and I've got a special announcement after this stream is done, or after this episode is done. So hopefully Spider-Man 98 will happen. Oh, that would be so nice. That would be so nice. I know exactly what you're talking about, and yes, that would be awesome. All right. We're going to put on ye old headphones. I'm going to put on my headphone band buffer buddy here. All right. There we go. Let's see how he looks. He's more or less facing the same direction I am. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, guys. Final episode. You ready? I'm ready. All right. And at least some of you think that I'm going to need tissues for this episode. So we'll see. I don't know. I have been known to occasionally cry on stream. So we'll see. All right, guys. All right. Spider-Man, the animated series from the 1990s. Season 5, episode 13, the finale. Farewell, Spider-Man. Here we go. Previously on Spider-Man. Yeah, this story definitely reminds me of some of the like darker reality stories that you get in speculative media. The other Spider-Men. The original Spider-Verse denizens right here. Spider-Man, multiversal hero. Interdimensional hero? Because this episode came out long before multiverse was a popular term. Get away from him. All right, here we go. Oh, wait, no. One final dance to the theme. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, radioactive Spider-Man, 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 radioactive Spider-Man, 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 radioactive Spider-Man. Spider blood, radioactive spider blood, radioactive spider blood. Oh, man. I love that for the most part, this intro never really changed. Like, there were a couple of truncated ones, but, you know. Farewell, Spider-Man. Here we go. Yeah, who is this guy? Who is non-powered Spider-Man here? That couldn't have felt good. Really, Smythe? Really? I think at this point you're firing at the wrong guy. It is so weird to me that Smythe is as prominent in the show as he is. Oh, ow. Oh no. It's not a mind control device, Willie. Come on, you gotta do something. Oh dear God. Okay. Oh. Oh my God. The powerless one? No. Oh man. And they just fall on their butts. That's okay. That's one way to do it. Oh man. Don't listen to them. Yeah. Oh man. To think J. Jonah Jameson had a hand in this, literally? Oh my God. Wow. This is a really dark Peter Parker. He got nothing from the spider bite, at least in terms of, I don't know, good things out of life. That's it. Knock him down. Okay, good. Portal is done. What? He just jumped through a portal? And maybe this planet? I don't know. What? No. Wait, what? Spider Carnage is still at large. Okay, so Madam Web transported them out of there. Okay. I, yeah. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, my God. Wow. It's only him versus Spider Carnage. That Doc Ock Spider-Man is really cool, actually. Yeah, a multi-billionaire. So does everyone know who he is in this world? Wait a minute. Is that Gwen Stacy? Oh my God. Okay. Very nice. Okay, so I like that they acknowledged Gwen Stacy's existence in another reality, I guess. Okay. Are you kidding me? Okay. Oh, then say something. Okay, again, Spider Carnage just looks so messed up. The robot blows up. Duh. Mary Jane. How did she get here? She doesn't know you. Uh-huh. Oh my god. Anna Watson being nice to Peter Parker is actually scary to me. Oh. Oh, yeah. That Watson woman, haha. Everyone knows that he's Spider-Man. As Mr. Parker's lawyer? What? Wow. Oh boy. Never trust Kingpin. Never trust Wilson Fisk. Oh god. Yeah, that's yeah. Ugh. You're not one to talk about slimy spider carnage. Oh yeah, just leave him in there for a few hours. That's not going to be something you regret. Oh, wow. Okay, I like that Gwen Stacy actually is kind of pivotal here too. And there we go. Monster! Spider monster. Yeah, those symbiote things. Oh god. Nice. Smack him in the face with the weapon. Oh dear god. Okay, if she ends up dying, I'm going to be really upset. I don't think she will because this is a kid's cartoon, but yes. Only by understanding can you defeat them. Wow. I see that Madam Web is snarky as always. Oh. It's going to destroy all reality? Don't do that. Jesus. Oh, right. Yeah, the symbiote is evil type of thing. See, I think I remember this part. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, man. This will be the second time I've seen Uncle Ben defeat a symbiote. Oh, God. What the? Okay, all right, all right. Turning off the teleporter thing. Whoa. Not again. Oh. That was a sweet moment. That was a really sweet moment. Oh, wow. That's a compliment. What? Who is this guy? God. So they brought Christopher. Ah, okay. All right. They got me. Of course, Stan Lee would have a cameo in this show. Of course he would. I give him a hard time. Oh God. Stanley. That was great. What? Whoa. Okay. All right. Damn. That was okay, that was a good interesting or that was a good ending, but wow. Um hold on a moment. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and take these off because damn, we got some things to discuss here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna look at the comments for. I'm gonna look at the chat first and see what you guys have been saying because I'm sure you've had some things to say. So, all right, let's see. All right, Spider Carnage sounds completely insane. Yes, he does, and I don't understand how he could hear his own voice in Spider Carnage. Like I couldn't hear any trace of his voice, but whatever. All right, I love how Kingpin is just lying there on the ground, like he does, And then Gwen Stacy. Oh my. Okay, yeah, like oh my god, so many surprises in this episode. We got to see Gwen Stacy, we got to see Uncle Ben, and then we got to see Stan Lee, and it was just wow, so very wow. Um, all right. Peter, I get it. You miss MJ. You gotta stop. I know. It's like, come on, dude. Remember, alternate reality. There are, there are rules here. Let's see. Mary Kay Bergman, who did Gwen's voice for the episode, also did Batgirl's voice for Sub-Zero. Oh, really? Okay. Anna Watson being nice to Peter. I don't like this unit. Yeah, and did you see my response to her being nice to him? I'm like, no, 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 no. It's like I don't know. It's like being snuggled by an alligator or something. No. All right, this is literally just Peter if he was Tony Stark. Yeah, there were definitely some parallels there. Yeah. I do like how Gwen plays an important role. I did too. I'm glad she wasn't just there. Like I would have been okay with it if they had just let her be there for that one scene. But yeah, Gwen is at least she's as smart as Peter, and I like that I like how they gave her something to do. They didn't just make her, oh hey, here's Gwen Stacy. Okay, so why is his mouth black? I don't know. Symbiote logic? I don't know. Uncle Ben, yeah. Wait, what's the second time? The way he said forgive me? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, the Stan Lee cameo was I wasn't ready for it. And I'll talk more about that later. Okay, this cameo is kind of corny, but my god, it's also wholesome. What a great build up. Yeah, no, yeah. Peter's basically meeting his father. Sometimes God is used for father in order to, you know, give that authority figure in religion. So now on to season 6, right? Right? All right, between Gwen Stacy, Uncle Ben, and Stan Lee, this episode is a trilogy of meaningful, memorable surprises. Yes. I meant what was the second time Ben fought a symbiote? Oh, in Spectacular Spider Man, which, if you haven't seen it, spoiler, but you know, how old is that show at this point? 15 years, something like that, you know? Um, but yeah, uh, as far as I'm concerned, Ben defeated that symbiote in Spectacular Spider-Man. So, all right, I hear trouble at the door, so I'm gonna let her in now that we've watched the show. She's been mewling very pathetically. I'm gonna let her in. So, trouble. Oh, oh my gosh, that cat. Okay, guys, sorry. She was being difficult. She's being difficult. Okay, all right. Let me go ahead and put this on. Okay, all right. Okay, now that we are caught up, let's go ahead and do the we're going to do the episode post-mortem here. So, all right. Okay, all right. Trouble. I love you. Do not bother me right now. Do not do it. Do not disturb Dad while he is commentating. Okay. All right. Wow. That that was a good that was a good ending to the series. It kind of was a bit of a whoa cuz the implication is that he is not going home directly, that Madam Web is going to take him to find Mary Jane, which presumably is somewhere in that portal like the one that Spider Carnage had, because when Peter fought the Green Goblin and Mary Jane was lost, that was the device that created the portals that Dr. Jonathan Owen, the Spot, had made. And so those portals led into kind of like a spot dimension, you know. So that's where Mary Jane is, apparently, or at least where, you know, she fell through to. What ended up happening to her, we don't actually know. So the fact that they're going to go and look for her is great. I would have liked to have seen that, though, you know. Now, for those of you who have seen X-Men 97, I mean, possible spoiler, if you haven't seen X-Men 97, you may want to go away for about a minute or two. I'm going to just give people the opportunity to do that in case they don't want to know this. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to a spoiler. In X-Men 97, I think in the final episode, they kind of answer the question as to whether or not Peter eventually found Mary Jane. And the implication is that he did find her and that they are like together and, you know, living life together and everything. And so, I mean, I like that, but there's a story there. There has to be a story there, and I really wish they would tell that story. So, I but I mean, aside from that, I really did like a lot of this story. I like one that Peter goes to the kind of Spider Armor Peter's homeworld. We'll call him the Tony Stark Peter's homeworld, to basically fight Spider Carnage. And, you know, he encounters that Spider-Man's fiance, Gwen Stacy, which I thought was a really clever way to include her. I suppose that I probably would have had an issue if she had never been used in this show. And it seemed like pretty much that Felicia Hardy for who I was calling Gwen Hardy up until season 4, um, was gonna fill the Gwen Stacy role, which I never was crazy about. But they did what they had to do, and I get why. But but I like that they actually put her in the show, and I was like, ah, okay, that was nice. And the fact that they gave her something to do was also very helpful as well. But they don't stop there, because in fighting Spider Carnage, Peter decides, oh, I need to go and bring someone else in who might be able to reach this Peter Parker. And who does he bring? He brings in Uncle Ben. And I'm not going to lie, that was really sweet. I like that Uncle Ben is alive in at least some Spider-Man realities. But I like that he had a role to play here in this episode, and that Peter, like Prime Peter, got to meet him and got to tell him, like, thank you for everything you did for me and I love you and all that stuff. That was really, really sweet. And I really liked that as well. And then finally, the the part that I was not ready for, the part that I had not been expecting. So the Spider-Man without any powers, I'm going to just assume at this point, is Christopher Daniel Barnes, like the actor who voices Spider-Man. I guess maybe that's not entirely true, because why would he need to wear a costume? But he was, and I'm just going to assume that for now. That's my headcanon, all right? That Spider-Man in this Spider Wars arc is Christopher Daniel Barnes. So that's just how it is for me. And that he tells him, yeah, you want to go talk to Stan Lee, and okay, I need to tell you guys about Stan Lee, because and you guys presumably know a lot about Stan Lee, and that's fine. I want to tell you about my encounters with Stan Lee, because I actually have met Stan Lee. Hi, Trouble. How you doing? How you doing? What's up? Yeah. Sorry. Okay, I actually met Stan Lee a few years before he died. He came to a Comic Con here in Houston, and this was back when I was still wearing Spider-Man costumes to cons and stuff like that. And so there was actually a signing line for him to sign some of his comics. And so um, I took my copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 100, which is the final issue of Spider-Man that he wrote. And I actually had a copy of it that was in decent condition, and so I stood in line, and I think it was like $60, and so I paid the fee, to get it signed and everything. And I mean, by this point in his life, Stan is he's a very old man, and he's got handlers and everything taking him to and from places, and at one point he's kind of sitting down there, and he's signing things, and he's just passing them along and everything. And so he's not like really engaging with everyone, but he's kind of there, he's signing, he hands the item back to you, and at that point you might make a little eye contact with him, you might get a smile or something like that. And so when it gets to be my turn, I actually yes, you want to know more? You want to know more? Huh? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll tell you more. So when it gets to be my turn, I take out my copy of Amazing Spider-Man 100, and I give it to him to sign, and he's got a pen, he's signing it and everything. And as he's signing it, I tell him, uh you know, Mr. Lee, I want to thank you very much for this character. I really got a lot from him, and I appreciate it. And he's signing, he's not looking up or anything. He's like, "Oh, that's very nice," and then he goes and he hands it to me. He looks up and he sees that I am actually wearing like a Spider-Man suit. I'm wearing like a Spider-Man Zentai suit and everything, and and that I look decent in it. Again, this was a few years ago. And I actually, when he saw it, I actually got a smile from him. He kind of grinned. He's like, "Hey, Spidey." And so that was really nice. That was one of those nice little moments that I was like, "Oh, yay, he noticed. He noticed me wearing the costume." But that wasn't the final encounter that I had with Stan. So I think the next day he actually did a Q&A session at the con. He had a panel. It was huge. I mean, it was held in one of the theaters. The theater was filled up, and so I was there again. I was in my Spider-Man costume, and I was picked by one of the people in the crowd who were just like picking people to ask Stanley a question. And so someone points to me and goes, "Spider-Man, get up there and ask a question." I'm like, okay. I had literally just gotten up because a little girl was looking to find her parent, and so I got up and helped her find her parent. And then, while I was doing that, one of the handlers was like, "Spider-Man, go up there and ask him a question." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So there are a lot of people in front of me talking to Stanley. There's one guy who it was a black gentleman, and he was wearing like a Punisher T-shirt and everything, and he gets up to talk to Stanley, and he said something about, "Hey, Stanley, if you ever want to do like Black Punisher, I'm your guy." It was great. It was great. It gets to me, and I don't know what I'm going to ask him because I hadn't planned to go up there to talk to him. I'd just been selected, and I wasn't going to let this opportunity pass me by. So I did the only thing I knew how to do, and I put my Spider-Man mask on. And again, I'm wearing a Spider-Man costume and everything. So when it gets to me, I go up to the microphone, and I've got the mask on, so it's Spider-Man just talking to Stan Lee. And so I basically say, Stan, as your creation, I have something that I want to say. And at which point, I had a little bit of a ooh and a little bit of a snicker from the audience and everything, because they're like, what's about to go on here? And then I literally said the only thing I could think of. I just said, "Thank you for my life." All right. And I got, some of the crowd, they were like, "Oh, that's sweet." And Stan said the most Stan Lee thing ever. He said, "Just send me money." And it was a great response and everything. And I went back to my original seat and everything, and finally got to just kind of enjoy the rest of the con. So, but those are two times that I've encountered Stan Lee, and I was I was working at the library on the day he died, and I got the text from my fiance because I guess she read about it before I did. And basically, she sent me a text basically saying, "I'm sending you a bunch of hugs for what you're about to find out." And that's when I went online and checked, and Stanley had died. And the thing is, at the time I was working, I was out on the floor. I was out on the reference desk. And so I couldn't just leave basically. Because like I had one of those responses. I just started crying. Like, tears were falling down my face very silently, and I was just kind of like, I was overwhelmed. I really felt like, like I don't know, like my grandfather had died or something. And I eventually asked one of my coworkers. I'm like, I can you get someone to cover for me? I am Stan Lee just died, and I'm not in a good place right now. And so, like, they sent me to the back and everything, and a couple of my coworkers gave me a hug and everything, and basically were, like, "Oh my god, like, that sucks," and all that and everything. But so whenever I see Stan Lee, um I get kind of emotional, whenever I hear him doing a cameo, or I see him in a in a Marvel movie, especially one that I haven't seen before. It's like, it's hard for me not to get a little choked up. So hearing Stan Lee at the end of Spider-Man was definitely a surprise that I was not ready for. So, yeah, I feel that way about like several different celebrities. Like, I have that same kind of feeling for like Robin Williams, and there are probably a couple of other ones that I just can't think of at the moment. But those two immediately come to mind. So, but yeah, it's it's a it's just kind of one of those feelings. It's just like, hey, this guy created this thing that I love so much, and so when he passed, I took it, you know I took it pretty hard. So anyways, getting back to the show itself, it was very, very good. It was a very good way to end the show. Um, I wish we knew more about the story about Peter finding his Mary Jane, but maybe if we get Spider-Man 98 or 97 or whatever, I guess it would be Spider-Man 99, since this Spider-Man show started in 1994 and went for 5 seasons, which I'm going to assume is 5 years. And so hopefully it would be Spider-Man 99. I don't know, but that would be nice. That would be really nice. We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, this is a great series and a great episode. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and hopefully you did as well. Thank you for watching this reaction. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and thwip the like button, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing as well. Also, if you enjoyed this reaction, consider sharing this out to your friends, your family, your followers, anyone that you think would enjoy my reaction to these media. Hold on a second. I am being accosted by Firefox. There we go. Okay. Trouble. Stop it. Sorry. Trouble is badgering me for attention. So, okay. What did you think of this episode? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me know why in the comments. I would love to have a conversation with you about this show. You can find the full and unedited live stream of this show on my YouTube channel. Each show has its own... Wow, hold on. You can find the full and unedited live stream of this reaction on my YouTube channel. Each show has its own playlist under the category Watch Party. And, oh yeah. And, oh man. And channel memberships are now live on the Spidey Librarian YouTube channel. Take a look at the membership tiers and see which perks you'd like access to. Benefits include shoutouts, members-only videos, members-only live streams, and early access to select uploaded content. Take a look at the membership tiers and see which perks you'd like access to today. All right, and I think that's everything. So thanks again for watching this reaction. This is Spidey Librarian. And until my next stream or upload, I'll be wishing you a good day. All right. All right, and for those of you that are still here, I actually do have a special announcement. Hold on. Even if I'm not the biggest superhero fan, I have so much respect for the man for his long creations, including my favorite superhero ever. Yeah. It's definitely a thing that I appreciate about him. I mean, I like so many of the heroes he created. Spider-Man, of course, is the best one in my opinion, but, the X-Men, the Hulk, those are all his creations. Black Panther, the Fantastic Four. Yeah. Pretty much the lion's share of the Avengers. He pretty much was, he pretty much was the progenitor of the Marvel Universe as we know it, So, all right. So a special announcement for those of you who are hanging out for this long. One, I appreciate it. I appreciate the engagement and the watch time. But I want to let you know that now that we have finished with Spider-Man, the animated series from the 1990s, this is not the end of me doing Spider-Man watch party content. In fact, next month, a little over a month from now, I will be doing watch parties of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on Disney Plus. That is going to be the latest, most recent, newest Spider-Man animated series that will be put out by Marvel Animation. And it's going to be a retelling of Spider-Man's origins. And I don't know, like, it's produced by Marvel Studios, but I don't know, like, I don't think it's set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Maybe like the Marvel multiverse, because instead of Tony Stark meeting him, like in Civil War, it's actually Norman Osborn. And so I'll be really interested to see how this one goes. I know that not everyone is going to enjoy this show. It already has made some very big changes to Spider-Man's origin. Some people have issues with it. I, for one, I say let the writers cook. Let's see how this works out. I'm definitely going to be watching this. I'm very excited to be watching this and reviewing it and just hopefully making some reaction content off of it. So that's going to be the plan starting on January 29th. So be sure to join me on January 29th as we start to do the watch parties for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. And when that show ends, then perhaps I'll go to another Spider-Man show. But in the meantime, that's the one I am going to be covering in the near future. Other watch-alongs at this point are going to include Star Wars Skeleton Crew, and then I'm probably going to finish up The Boys later this week, at least season 1. So there will be plenty to kind of come and watch along with me if you enjoy that kind of content. And we'll see how Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man goes. I am hoping for really good things. I'm actually pretty excited about some of these changes. I like when they shake things up a little bit, and so I think it'll be a lot of fun. So anyways, guys, I think I'm going to get going. I'll probably come back in a little bit and play some video games because it's late at night and my sleeping schedule is already messed up. And so why not? So anyways, thanks to everyone who hung out with me during this watch party. I appreciate it very much. Take care. This is Spidey Librarian. And until my next stream or upload, I'll be wishing you a good day. Bye.